This was the most difficult interview in history, but the examinees were stunned as soon as they got the test papers, because the test paper was actually a blank piece of paper. The examinees were very confused about this, but they didn't dare to speak, because before the exam started, the examiner announced 3 strictly prohibited rules. Don't talk to the examiner or the security guard. Don't leave this room. Don't dirty the test paper. As long as one of these rules was violated, the examinee would be disqualified from the exam, and there was only one correct answer for this interview.
Best of luck, ladies and gentlemen.
After hearing this, everyone didn't dare to make a sound, because the first rule of the exam was not to talk to the examiner. Seeing that no one answered, the examiner started the 80-minute countdown, and then left the examination room. Looking at the blank test paper in front of them, everyone didn't know what to do, and they didn't even know what the topic of this exam was. It seemed that it wasn't easy to get this position with an annual salary of 800,000 yuan. As time passed by minute, a woman finally couldn't stand it anymore. She thought that the company probably wanted them to write a career report, so she didn't hesitate to start writing on the paper. But before she could even finish the first sentence, the examiner suddenly walked towards her and drove her out of the examination room without saying a word. It turned out that she had violated the 3rd rule of the examination room. That is, she had dirted the test paper. Watching the woman being eliminated because of writing, everyone quickly put down the pens in their hands. Just when everyone was at a loss, a young man suddenly laughed. It turns out that the examiner only mentioned 3 rules, so if they didn't violate those 3 rules, everything would be fine. In order to verify his guess, he directly greeted the man next to him, because the rules only prohibited them from talking to the examiner and the security guard, and it didn't say that examinees couldn't talk to each other. Sure enough, the security guard didn't react at all when he saw this. The young man also became bolder. He stood up and walked around the examination room casually, but the security guard still didn't react at all. At this time, everyone dared to open their mouths and speak, discussing why the test paper was a blank piece of paper. At this time, a woman suddenly stood up. She thought that the test paper might be made of some special material. Maybe after being illuminated by the light, the questions on it would appear. After hearing this, the others thought it was possible. So they started to shine a light source on the test paper, trying to make the questions on the white paper appear. But after some experiments, nothing changed on the test paper. At this moment, everyone was very confused. Suddenly, a woman seemed to understand something.